Hello, I'm Dwayne Brasfield. So let me ask you a question. I know you heard about the shooting over at Highland Park, Illinois, right? Well, if you've been listening to my podcast, that's a little bit too close to home for me. At the end of the day, we've been listening to all these shootings and these things that are going on. And we also listen to the Republicans and the Democrats arguing over guns. Well, that's a long-term goal, and I understand why they are fighting on both sides to get their political ground. At the end of the day, to be proactive, what are we doing today to protect our schools? Right now, we have a force called the National Guard that are working among us, right? That has the training right now. They go overseas and deploy, and they protect the schools on that side, and they protect communities that are not at war, and then they train, right? They have a training center not far from my house. When I have National Guard guys who work for me, I would have to sign off that they're going to go to training. They go, every other weekend and get deployed. Why are we not using them? They're trained in looking at terrorist activities. They are trained at looking at the what if. They're trained to look at the things that are out of place, like a guy up on the roof. We can't expect the police to do this alone. The police are trying to do crowd control and dealing with police things. But the National Guard, they'll be looking at other things. They're not there for crowd control. They're not there to be the police. They're there to be our watchdog and watch the things that we don't see. So people say, well, Dwayne, you talked about this agency, you discussed this whole thing about using the National Guard, but they're never going to do that. And then I said to myself, we don't need them. You know why? Let me ask you. For 22 years, I've been in charge of either safety, quality, compliance in some Fortune 500 company in this country. And one of my roles in safety and compliance, of course, is the security, right? So all the security ran through me. I remember one day I left my badge on my desk in the office, and I left for lunch and forgot it, and I couldn't get back in the building. If you knew, and I'm the regional manager, if you knew what I had to do to try to get back in that building without my credentials, what are we doing? And no offense to the security guards that are out here doing their thing, right? But you and I both know that's not always the case. Case in point. How do I have a guy flipping burgers when I'm talking to him and he's telling me, oh, I was flipping burgers, and then they hired me to be a security guard, so they sent me through a 30-day laser gun or laser, whatever that thing is, training, and I got certified in 30 days, and now he's the one in front of the door protecting our children. It's not that that's a problem. That's not where he should be. Right? That's not where he should be. What we should have there are trained people who understand terrorism and understand the what if and looking for the things that we don't see. I have a pizza delivery guy who I didn't see for a while. I love pizza. And I call him up and I say, I get my pizza once a week. I say, you know what? I got to get my pizza. I ain't seen you. Where you been? He says, oh, I was deployed. Oh, okay, cool, man. Thank you for serving. Hey, tell me a little bit about what you was doing. He had pictures. Got pictures, right? Got pictures of him with the kids at the school. He's all up, he's hugging them. Nothing wrong with that. But then the light bulb must go off in our nation, people. We're allowing them, right, to protect children abroad, yet we don't protect our children here. Not well enough, especially if you're a school that's poor, right? We leave our kids out here to be slaughtered. So as a regional manager, I got 4 buildings in 4 states, and I got security guards and cameras, and we got QVR that you got to go by and scan and let everybody know you've been to every door. to protect mail. So we can make sure that nothing contaminated gets on the plane, right? Through the airport before it goes out. We have to make sure we protect it. Armed guards, right? Armed guards. Scan and thumbprints to get in. To protect our mail, people. I understand it's to protect anything getting up in the plane to explode, but aren't our children just as valuable? Are our children just as valuable? They say, okay, Dwayne, well, put your money where your mouth is, because the government's not going to do it. They won't deploy the National Guard to the emergency. We don't need them to deploy them. Let's just hire them. Well, Dwayne, how are you going to hire them? Well, you know what? I got with a lot of parents. If I spent 20 years in security and locking buildings up across the country, I know we got some more experts, right? It's funny what a bunch of parents can do when we start collaborating together. So you have myself that been locking facilities down for the past 22 years, and you have National Guard veterans who've been training and been in the National Guard, and you have active National Guard who are delivering pizzas, but they won't be doing that anymore, right? I told you about a mother, right? She goes overseas. Someone has to watch her kids when she's away, and she understands that. But when she comes back, she can't really use all those skills because they tell her that her skills don't qualify for jobs here. How are you 10 years in the National Guard and say their skills don't cross over? Well, let me tell you, your skills will cross over here. Come work for me. Why do I say that? Because all the parents that I've been telling you about, right, they're now on our executive team, right? Security arms trainer on our team, right? Community, safety, security. Our board is made up of parents who have had enough. We're just gonna do it ourselves. We can hire the National Guard. They're free labor to free agents. They're free agents. So we're gonna call them safety agents. So we created, that's gonna launch in January 1 of 2023, the National School Patrol Program. National School Patrol Program launching January 1 of 2023. So if you are a National Guard agent, free agent, and you're looking for an opportunity, come work for us. Come help us protect our schools. We want to use your National Guard training plus the professional arms training with our trainers and our executive guys and get us prepared for January so we can start locking down our schools. We have the capability to do this. We're the United States of America. We can get this done. They are living among us right now. So instead of delivering pizzas, come work for me. The National School Patrol Program, LLC. We are going to create safety agents. We're not calling them security guards. We're not calling them anything more than safety agents. They are safety agents. We want the National Guard to be looked at as now visible heroes among us. Visible heroes. So the kids look at them and they say, wow, they're here to protect us. That's how we want to let them know. Do you realize I'm hearing kids my son's age telling me they're afraid? Are you guys even understanding that our children are afraid when strangers come in their school? Do you even understand what they talk about in the circles when the teachers aren't listening? They're afraid. They wonder. We're failing our children. We're not protecting them well enough. That every guy that wakes up that had a bad day decides to go take it out on our children. He doesn't go in the police department and do it, right? He doesn't go someplace where there's somebody gonna blow his head off before he touches the doorknob. See, he wants to go or prey on our lambs, prey on our children. Enough is enough. If you are a parent and you have a school that can't afford it, look, it's gonna be a cost involved. There's gonna be a cost involved. But what I can tell you is this. What we want to put together is a parent bond. It's like a parent fund. Just like you would donate to like Obama or Clinton or Trump or Biden, and you just put your little $5, $10, This fund will be strictly for the payrolls of the gentlemen or ladies who are patrolling that Pacific school. So the National Guard would be there, right? We have armed National Guard. They'll be through our training. They'll protect your school. Everyone is going to be the same, right? It's going to be almost like a kit. We're going to have a setup group of training. We'll have national campaigns about school safety. We're going to be a team. Parents joining together to say enough is enough. We'll lock our own kids down. You don't have to go look, we can do this private, we can do this public. It doesn't really matter. People came to me and said, Dwayne, why would you tell everybody this? Somebody's going to steal your idea. For heaven's be, steal it. Steal it. Lock our kids down. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm starting with me. How about that? I'm going to start with me, and I'm going to start the National School Patrol Program. Got a lawyer working on it. They're almost done. That's why we're going to launch it in January 2023. And thank you for all those who participated and your advice and your advising and your comments and all the little stuff you guys sprinkled into this idea. Let's get this done. So we did our part. Now it's up to you. We need schools to sign up on our list to say, hey, we want to be a part of this pilot program in January. We want to be a part of this pilot program, right? What can we do to be a part of this pilot program? Go to our website, www, right? schoolpatrolagents.com. And just go into the message field, put in your school name, just let us know. We'll get some information. We'll contact you and say, well, let's get together. Let's start making some changes. We have to take our security to the next level. This isn't the school days when we were young. It's a different day. We're not going to just be school safety agents. We're going to be more than that. We want to be involved in the community. We're going to have leadership classes. Maybe we can try to prevent these kids or catch them before they become a problem. They're going to be free. If you're in our program and you sign up in our program, this stuff is free. I've been training people for years. Everyone on our executive team, we got the training. We don't have to charge anybody for this. Webinar here and there, come in and let's teach these kids. Do a live program for the children. It's not hard. It's just donating time. Let's do this, parents. I say let's do this. From the entertainer to the athlete to the guy scrubbing the toilets, we can put a fund together and say, I'm going to say something like, let's just say Julian High School, right? That's where I'm from. Southside, Simeon, all those schools that was around, Morgan Park, where I came in my little stump of the woods, Thornton High School, all those schools. If we got together as parents and we say, hey, we want to put one of these programs at Julian, right? Because Julian might not be able to afford it. I don't know. And we say, okay, we know this is how much it's going to cost to put one of these programs here. Remember, we're not here to be the police. We're not here to stop crimes. These guys aren't here to get involved in the gangs. We're not here to get involved in what's happening in the street. We're here to protect the schools, at least keep the nonsense out of the schools. They can do whatever they want outside the schools. But in the schools, we got to lock our kids down to give them a chance to get educated. Give them a chance to have a future. Give them a chance to next steps. Give them a chance to at least be our age and understand what PLJ really means. And what it means to be a Thornton Wildcat. We can do this, parents. So I'm starting with me. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm going to start this program, right? Thank you to the small business development group that's been helping us put this together and the attorneys. And trust me, all that free consultation I needed in the beginning because, man, they really helped us get this thing rolling. We're ready to go. So we did our part. It's time for you to do your part. If you are a school or a parent and you say, I got a school that I want to be in this program in 2023 to protect our kids, so at least I know I can go to school, my kid feels safe. Again, we're not being the police. But our guards are going to be more than flipping burgers. They're going to be trained soldiers. That's going to be a part of our community. This is why we're going to be doing ESL classes, first aid classes, CPR classes, leadership classes, teaching our young men and women, right? That there's another way. Conflict resolution. We got the talent All we got to do is now let's start feeding into our schools, because the government can't do it by themselves and the police can't be everywhere. Do you know by the time they called the police how many kids that kid shot? Did you even listen to the video? Go watch the video. Listen to how many people he shot before they got a chance to even get the police. Where were the police? Doing their job. They wasn't sitting around the school, they were working. And so by the time they get dispatched, now they gotta come. By the time they get there, right? Remember what time the 2 police showed up? Guys, we need people on boots on the ground. We need boots on the ground. There's no other way around this. We need people that if the bullet starts, they go towards it, not away from it. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. The point I'm making is the National Guard is trained to do this at a national level. How long are we going to keep making guns the issue? That's a long-term solution. That's not a today plan. The today plan is protecting our schools. That's the plan. If we don't protect our schools, how do we tell our children what we're doing? We're not protecting them. We're allowing them to get slaughtered. Join my program. And if you want my idea and you think you can do it better, hey, do it better. I don't care if you steal the idea. Let's do it, because I'm doing it. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Now it's your turn. If you're a National Guard, come join our program. Defend your schools. Right now, I can guarantee you that that mom who comes back and was sorting mail for me will be proud, because she told me so. To know that she is protecting her son's school? You think she would not have caught that guy walking across that field? And she would not have asked some questions? Excuse me, what do you need? Right? He wouldn't have even got to the school, because Mama Bear would have made sure that. The National Guard or any other ones. Why do you think we catering to the parents? We're not saying that that's the be all to everything. But let me tell you something. When you pour the parents in, and the parents, National Guard parents say you get to protect your child's school, if your kids are in this program, you guys will be reporting to that school if it's open, a part of that, or at least in the district. You're part of the district. We're going to have national campaigns and trainings. We're going to promote. We want them to be visible heroes. That's the goal. So at the end of the day, National School Patrol Program. Let's put our safety agents in place. Let's put that training that our tax dollars are paying for to use. Not delivering pizzas, not flipping burgers. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I did that. But at the end of the day, right? Let's protect our schools. Let's do this together. Until next time, I'm Dwayne Brassfield, and I'm out. www.schoolpatrolagents.com. National Guard, sign up, become a free agent to come work for us as one of our safety agents. And if you're a school and you're looking for some help and you want to bring in a team of experts with our National Guard, and our trainers is going to come in. They're going to be armed, but we're going to have their uniform set up in a way where it's concealed. We're not going to dress them up not like military, and they're not going to look like the regular security guards, believe me. Right? They're going to have dressed up in a classy, not military dress, but in a way where we want our children to look at them as heroes. We want them to look at them and say, wow, they're here to protect us. We don't have to look at the National Guard as a negative. We could look at it and say, we're the national, look, we're the United States of America. We can do this. Let's lock our children down. There are a lot of people that don't like us, not only our little children with problems in our little communities. We better do it now. Highland Park was too close. If we do this now, guys, we can have checkmate. If nothing else, we keep the violence outside the building. Could you imagine if that mom was out there and she confronted this kid and then they got into a tussle because her buddy inside, right, her partner, her other safety agent's already calling the police. She's detaining this guy, but she's got firearm. And if her and this guy got a tussle, it's happening outside. He's not inside. Walk in the hallway. This is not hard. At least we can do it until the government starts. Because if they want to keep arguing about guns, that's fine. But today, we have to worry about what's happening today. Parents, let's do this. I did the math. It's not going to cost us a lot per school. I'm not talking about making National Guard guys rich, but we can put them in a position where they can be proud of what they do and they're protecting our babies. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. We're going to have a fund. If you can't afford it, you put it in this fund and that bond will cover that school. I talked about the schools that probably be dear to my heart because I grew up and played in that district. The Julians and the Simeons and the Morgan Parks and the CVS's and all of those, right? What's your area? Maybe your school might need this. Think about this. We have to start protecting our schools. Where are the next Obamas or the next Trumps or the next Bidens? It doesn't matter if you're black, white, racist, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Let's think about our babies. If you're a racist person and in that room in the back of your babies, you don't want nobody coming in there hurting your babies in your school. Black, white, Asian. I got babies in the other room. I got grandbabies that could be in there asleep. I don't want nobody in there bothering them, coming in their school hurting them. We have to keep our babies off limits. They have to be off limits. We have to say enough's enough. As parents across the board, there should be a parent code. We're done messing with our babies with these clowns. We have to lock them down. Till next time, Dwayne Brassfield. School, patrol, agents.com. Be a part, right, of our pilot program, right? Let's work this thing out together. Take care and God bless.